Welcome back to American Heritage Guitars there, fellow pickers. And this time we're not down at my shop. This time we're at home. It's been a little too cold, and with the wood glue and with the stain, so I figured I'd be in better elements that are above 50 degrees, which pretty much that's what this was saying in the destructions. And if it got too cold, that this would freeze. So I brought all this stuff home, and we've been working on Tin Pan Alley. So I figured I'd bring you guys down, so you guys higher, so that's why I'm kind of hunched over. Plus you're going to be looking here anyway, so we're going to get ready for some stain. And I'll have to crack a window here, so it'd be a little stinky. But, so this is what we got. This is the Tin Pan Alley. I put a piezo in here. You've got your reverb spring. On the boom mic, you can probably pick that up, but so basically, try to get some of this stuff out of the way here. And I've got all the screws. I took all the screws out of the fretboard here. So I took all the screws out. There's 10 screws. Because I'm going to carefully take my brush. I love brushing it on. You can get those big giant Q-tips, the surgical ones, the big giant flat ones. You can get those from probably Walgreens and all that, but I prefer a brush. Or you could dab paper towels and wipe it on, but honestly, if you're wanting to capture like the essence of like how the wood looks, then you can get a regular paintbrush, but these should work just fine. That's how we painted Sip Enlightenment. But I didn't paint really live with you guys. So I want to get a little bit of this painted. Or I shouldn't say painted, I should say stained. I don't know why I'm saying painted, but I was thinking paintbrush and talking. But anyway, so get it stained. And then I'm going to have to carefully stain all these. And then after I'm done, I'll have to run back down to the shop and get some of my, I use it on my metal. Like Scotch-Brite, and get the frets, because come Thursday after we do this, we've got a stencil job to do. This thing, the back of this one's going to be the same. This one is going to be Nitro Benny, because I love everything that goes fast. So this one's kind of have the automotive, automotive theme. We did the moonshine theme. We're doing the automotive theme, and I saved this for a rainy day right here. And glued it up there. See my camera, focus. Focus. Maybe, possibly. So what that says is the 2015 Pomona, California MHRA 55th Annual Winter Nationals. If y'all remember the Winter Nationals, or you follow the Winter Nationals, then you know how special it is. And you know that I work in automotive, obviously. So gotta have that little bit of automotive thing, but this thing's great. It's like I said, the piezo's here. There's your reverb spring. And then what I did is we've got a volume knob. What I did was I have a couple of, well, quite a few 5mm Luger blanks. So that's for the I turn on, I turn off. So this thing's awesome. I was going to put the lid on here and show you. But we're not done. After I get this stained and after I get this cleared, we still have to put our corner pieces on. That's what they're going to look like. Corner pieces on. I got my holes drilled for that. So pretty much all 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Front and back. So those will have to go on. Another thing I did, thanks to Alex, Alex made this one. It is CB Giddy, but Alex made this one. And then this is actual CB Giddy. This is one of the cards. If you get their parts, they'll send you the business cards. So that's on there. Like I said, this box came out great. Now, if you do get some of CB Giddy's kits, you're supposed to, what they tell you is, all of this goes on the inside. And the outside's like the good finish wood. This is just from the burns of the machine. But I like the look. So I just reversed the pattern. We got everything sanded. The only thing that looks different, obviously, when you look at the neck, is we have our edges rounded. I did all that by my hand files and rasps. But I can't put that channel in here because I don't have a router. So it looks like a neck, but it doesn't look like a neck. It's not all boxed. This is still, I left this boxy and squared off. That's old charger. And then another thing I did, so you've got hooks. So put a hook here. Oh, there's charger in the background. And a hook here. I'm not going to hang it, but if I were to hang it, because you guys remember the guitar rack. So, staining process is the box. Obviously, the tailpiece. And the neck. Well, I should say fretboard, but the actual headstock itself. People just say neck, but this is actually the headstock. So the headstock, you'll see this liner right here. So this is going to be the same color that we stained the same color that we stained, hey Charge, same color. That's that black cherry that we used on the Pure and Simple CB Giddy Kit. Black cherry. So we're just going to do the top of the headstock with the black cherry. And then hopefully I've got enough in here left to do my body and the fretboard. Charge. Wait, once you hear you do that, come say hi to everybody. Oh, I forgot this leaks out a little bit. No, he ran upstairs. Might try and cancel a little bit. So sorry for him whining. And then another thing I did, which we gotta get you guys over here anyways. So like I said, we're at home, so I set up got this little cabinet deal. I set it up here. We're just kind of chilling in the kitchen, hanging out in the kitchen. So I'm trying to get this done the next couple of days because Thursday is the last good day, about 50 degrees. And that is what we need to finish this and make it look a little glossy. And just cure the wood anyways. So we need that poly. But it's the last nice day, about 54, 55 degrees, which the destructions on that one say that's okay. So, now let me get my, just in case. Where'd it go? This. So we'll get the stain in a little bit. I don't want to flip this thing over just yet, so probably with you guys, I'm going to try to get my corners and then get this, get the very top of this, and then let it sit, and then I can flip it over and finish it. So this video is just going to be that part, me doing this. Oh yeah, last time I put this on, when I did the guitar rack, the guitar rack pretty much almost took all of this up, so I'm hoping there's enough left in here to at least do this. This is about, it's almost about $10 for this little can. After taxes in the state of Illinois. All right. So this kind of makes it challenging. But I really didn't want to like build this with you guys because like I said, we're using the phone, only a certain amount of minutes, and honestly, sometimes it takes a day or 2 days, depending on how long my videos are to upload. So, yeah, another thing I did is right here. I took paracord and I made my own guitar strap. Instead of using an old guitar strap, I just, made one. We're kind of going with the whole, rough and rustic look. I'm kind of trying to go with a, Jack Daniels kind of a barrel look. Like I said, this thing's going to be nitro Benny. I love everything that's fast And the reason Benny is because we lost our cat a year ago, and he was 2. And, you know, he was the best cat ever. He was the best Black Panther ever. And so this is in honor of him. So we're basically doing this, and then I've got to do the stencil work. I'm already at 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. Keep talking. Okay, let me scoot over here. So the last guitar, nobody's asked, but I figured I'd... So basically what I do is I go on the internet, and I don't remember the term, but I print them out like this, okay? Then I cut this down, and then I hand cut out the letters. Oops, that's not what I was trying to grab. Hand cut out the letters with this guy, which usually takes about an hour, hour and a half, but with the hands and arthritis, sometimes it takes longer than that. But I decided against it, so we went to Habo Labo on their day when they have their, 20% off and 40% off. And I found this stencil kit. Well, found this stencil kit. There we go. And it's Old English. So I figured I'm going to use that instead of trying to cut that out. So it's going to be interesting because I haven't used stencils like that. But yeah, hopefully there's enough in here. Once I do it, ain't no going back. Whew, that's strong. That's. And if you want to wear gloves, wear eye protection. If you do get this on your hands, which if I get them on my hands, I'm not gonna. My sink's right behind me, but I'm not gonna run there, so you guys don't have to watch me for the next 10 minutes. But if it dries on your hands, sometimes if you have irritative skin, depending on what it is, sometimes this will really, it'll hurt the hands or wherever you get it. It takes a little bit to scrub it off, but wearing gloves to me, I can't really just feel everything. So I'm going to try to save this guy after I'm done. But if I can't, I've got 2 more. So basically, I'm going to get the tailpiece, top of the box here, try to get my corners, try to get in between the frets. And maybe the headstock depending on time, because I need to go meet my wife at before 2, so I need to go check what time it is. So hang on a second. Well, we might be good. It's 1 o'clock. I think I can manage this in about before a half hour. So this time I'm trying not to maybe get it so dark and light. You know, if you've ever seen like old wine barrels or old, whiskey barrels, I'm talking like really old. They have that like dark and light effect, and then the inside, usually it almost looks like this Kona color or like charcoal. That stuff smells good when you cut it. So I want to get one because I want to make my own telly. Yeah, I know it won't be a cigar box, but I've always wanted to make my own telly. Because I told you the story about the 53. And what it meant to me, and before it was destroyed, sadly. Like I said, since it's December, let me ask you guys something here. What does Christmas mean to you? In a nutshell, as a family, if you celebrate Christmas, some people don't, because some people are, have different beliefs and everything like that. But what does Christmas mean to you? What does it mean to you? And if you have a family, what does it mean to your family? Maybe what are some of your family traditions? One of mine that I still carry on from my family is, I know it sounds pretty silly, but so every year, the rule of thumb with the family is the date of or the date after Thanksgiving is when you can start decorating for Christmas. That's one of the traditions. Another one, they go get Christmas trees, but I don't do that anymore. I've got a nice fake tree. So, like, what are some of your traditions? What are, some of your beliefs? Or, because, like I said, everybody's different. I get that. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different niche. Everybody, like I said, wear clothes you don't care about either. Because I've splatted this on this shirt and my work pants, and accidentally got it on my brand new hoodie. It's taking forever to come off. Oh, little tail piece there. Okay. So, been getting it on my arms and my wrists because I'd splatter it. So, but I mean, what does the holidays mean to you? So for me, the holidays for me isn't about, presents and lavish this and lavish that. For me, it's about family, it's about happiness, it's about joy. Spreading love, spreading laughter. And of course, loud cigar box guitars for all to hear. But that's what it means to me. Christmas is a time of, you gotta believe in it. You gotta believe in a difference. You gotta believe that something magical is gonna happen, because I have always believed that it is a magical time of year. Really, I guess it's about mindset too, but more than anything, it's about happiness and joy. Like I said, we've been away from our kids for, we've been away from our kids for, blood up underneath, son of a bitch. For 6 years, we've been trying to get back, but it takes, nowadays, which is 10 years ago when we had to leave, it takes, about, back then it was only $500-600. Now you're talking about like $3,800 plus. Well, that's just to get back to Utah. That's where my wife and kids are from. And obviously we ain't Mormon, because thank the good Lord for that. But, we got tattoos and all that kind of stuff. But, so, alright. Let's put this in here for a second. Grab a rag. Tell you what, when this actually dries, man, it's such a good color. So I want to kind of get spots where we're dark and we're light. I don't want this thing at 100% dark, but just sit on that mark. But that's kind of, I don't know, I like to believe in, magic and magical things happening, or make it happen. Whichever. Let's get that. Oh yeah, look at this. Just like that. You know, kind of give it a spot. Now, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that at all. Like I said, you can get this stuff all over you if you don't wear gloves. I'm getting splatters up here, but let's let that soak in a minute. On a happy medium balance. I like that, but at the same time I was like, eh. So we'll let it soak in just a second. But man, once this starts setting in, it's incredible, guys. Kind of feel like Bob Ross right now. I'm not gonna lie. We don't make mistakes. We make happy accidents. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get bragging. Wipe those off. Because then what I'm going to do is, so these are the screws that go back in it. Trying not to make a mess. These are the screws that are going to go back in it. And I've got a bronze Sharpie that's buried under there. I'm going to give that a bronze. The very tops of them that go back in, that's all you're going to see, is I'm going to take my Sharpie and give it a little bit of bronze. There we go. So, just take your time. Yeah, once this is starting to set in a little bit, oh man, this looks so good. Kind of at first you're like, man, I don't know. It's kind of like, oh, give it a second. Trust me. Give it a second. Yeah, just let it soak in. So get it on, let it soak in, depending on how dark you want it. If you don't want it dark, it's maybe like, 45 seconds to a minute. If you want it really dark, just leave it on there and then wipe it off. That's kind of what I'm going for here. So, and you can really see the difference. Stain always brings wood to light. Most people look at it and you're like, I don't know, man. It's like, well, once you get the stain on there, trust me, it'll look sharp. It'll look the part. It'll do her. I don't know how well you guys can see or not. A few more minutes. Well, not minutes, just give it a little bit of time. Maybe 40 seconds or so. Alright, so we got the bottom. This is starting to set in. See if I can't show you guys. Well, oh boy. Okay. I ain't gonna get down on the phone or anything else. Okay, so let's bring you in close here. Even though I got good lighting in here, this is really taken. This is probably another hour or so, this will soak in a lot better. And you'll actually see it. But it's going to come to life. And then after that, like I said, we've got to screw the corner pieces on. And then the sound holes in this kit, you actually have the covers you can put on to make it look nice. So we'll have to hot glue those in. This thing is just going to look awesome. So let's try to... Yeah, let's give it a scuff mark at the bottom. Okay. Alright. Alright. Wipe the neck down. Oh, darn it. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we get the frets clean. I'll still take my and clean these up a little bit more. Alright. It's still going to be a little wet. Yeah. And I won't be able to flip it. Let me get... See, you just, if you don't put on gloves, it's part of the adventure. But that bronze, there it is. There you go. It's a bronze Sharpie. And that's what we're going to use for the lettering. And then when these go in, I'm going to color the tops of these. So that's the pan right there that goes on it. Paint can, well, not pan, paint cam lid. And believe me, this thing does sound really good when you put the paint cam lid on there, and you kind of just... I'm sure you can hear that from here. Because what I did was I used longer little shanks, and instead of drawing it in closer to the neck, plus you can't do that with the paint cam lid anyways, but the lid is about this far from the spring, so when you're going to sit there and you're going to jam and play, this thing should resonate pretty good, even acoustically. I've heard some of these people build them, and they sound really good. So I'm really liking that look. We've got the light to dark effect, not too dark. Like I said, I really feel like Bob Ross right now. But you know, I love spreading joy. I love spreading hope as much as I possibly can. So I gotta wait for that to dry so I can flip that around to get this side, and then flip this over, get the back side, and then do the headstock. So either I'll come back with you guys. You're kind of getting the gist of what I'm doing anyways. I'll either come back with you guys, like, see, look at this. Look at that. Sorry about the plant. It's my wife's plant right there. It's got a beautiful leg going on. And those are some necks being pressed. They were a little warped at the top, so. But we got the bottom right there. Bottom's done. There you go. Whee! It looks really good once the camera focuses. So either I'll decide to come back, or I'll just keep doing this and we'll come back with the reveal. I'll decide either way. I mean, you know what I'm doing. I don't think anybody wants to watch me stain, but I figured this video anyways. So, in a nutshell, guys. But I love you all. Thank you all so much for love and support. Happy picking, happy sliding. Be you, be true. Stay good. Enjoy cigar box guitars, but if you don't play cigar box guitars, then enjoy your regular 6-stringers, or if you slap the bass. All I can think of is when I used to play basses. My name is Mud. So one of my favorite bass lines to play when I had my PP bass. 4-stringer. But yeah, you get what I'm doing in a nutshell. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But I guess we can come back. I guess I can finish staining, and then we can come back to where I'm getting everything going, and then we get our strings on, we get intonated right, and we start jamming. Yeah, I think that's good enough. You get what I'm doing. It's probably boring because it takes time. I don't like to touch my neck even after, like, doing it. I don't like to wrap my hands around it and touch it, because then I'll leave thumbprints. And if you're somebody who's going to see it up close, you'll know it. But my OCD will get me on that. But like I said, you get what I'm doing. I just have to go down and get my Scotch-Brite stuff and frets a little bit. Yeah, maybe we'll come back for that, or maybe we'll come back for, hold on a second. That needs a little bit more right there. Fitting everything, like I said, getting everything done, because staining takes time. You pretty much, at this point, you gotta watch, stain dry, and the old saying goes, never... what was that again? Never watch a pot boil? I think that's how the old saying goes, I think. Yeah, so. Okay. Alright, so we'll let that sit there. Try to take hot water to this. And see if I can save it. Okay. So that's it in a nutshell. Just takes time. This top is already starting to dry just right when you're looking at it. And that's going to look really good with the sound holes. Now I can't get to them right. Oh, my hands are... But just thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. And if you pray, 'Tis the season for miracles. You just gotta believe in your heart and, spread some love, spread some joy, spread some laughter. Because that's ultimately what it's about, too. And just enjoy yourself. I love you guys so much. Like I said, happy picking, happy sliding. And just be yourselves. Spread some love this holiday season. Like I said, I'll decide what I'm going to do, but either way, we'll come back for something. But I love you guys.